Have you ever wondered why even after a shower you still feel something is off? Maybe it is not your imagination. Doctors are now warning senior women that certain healthy bathroom habits, the ones we have trusted for decades, could secretly make us smell worse as we age. And here's the unsettling truth. These habits are often things we think are helping, when in reality they quietly make matters worse. Introduction. Stay with me today, because we are going to explore this together. I will walk you through 8 everyday bathroom habits that may be aging your scent, not your spirit. Even more important, I will share gentle science-backed solutions that bring back freshness, comfort, and confidence. But before we begin, I want to hear from you. Where are you listening or watching this from? What time of day is it right now? Please drop a comment below. I read them all, and I truly look forward to seeing your answers. If you find this episode helpful, hit the subscribe button. If not, simply tap like. Either way, your support helps this community grow. Transition to core message. Now, let's talk about something that may surprise you. The first habit is something almost every woman over 60 is still doing, without realizing the hidden cost. And the hidden cost begins with one truth. Our bodies change after 60. By the time we reach this stage of life, our bodies start sending signals that are easier to miss, quieter than before, but very real once we pause to notice. How the body changes. One of the first changes comes from the skin. It becomes thinner, more fragile, less able to hold on to the natural oils that once protected and refreshed us. Sweat glands also work differently. Even the cleanest shower cannot erase the subtle differences in how our body processes scent. For women, the years after menopause bring another shift. Hormones that once balanced moisture and body chemistry begin to decline. Sweat and natural oils carry a slightly different smell. This does not mean the body is dirty. This does not mean the body is failing. It means the body is adapting. It is adjusting. It is moving into a new stage of life. Slower renewal. There is another quiet change too. The process of shedding dead skin cells slows down. That creates a buildup we often do not see, but we feel. Think about a familiar moment. Betty, a grandmother from Minnesota, folds a towel fresh out of the dryer. For the first time, she notices that the cotton does not hold its fragrance the way it once did. Or Robert, a grandfather in Kansas, comes back inside after tending his tomatoes. He is surprised that his shirt seems to carry yesterday's garden longer than before. These are not signs of neglect. They are reminders of how our body evolves with age. Reframing the truth. Here is the important truth. Changes in scent are not a judgment on cleanliness. They are a reflection of biology. Once we understand that, we can release the weight of shame. We can respond with care, not with frustration. And with a few small adjustments, like fragrance-free moisturizers, breathable fabrics, or gentle weekly exfoliation, we can restore comfort and confidence. Encouragement. So if you have worried that something feels different, know this. You are not alone. You are not powerless. These changes are natural. With the right care, your body can still feel fresh, steady, and deeply your own. Aging does not take away dignity. It simply asks us to listen more closely. It asks us to care for ourselves with the same kindness we have always offered others. Habit number 1. Using too much soap in sensitive areas. Let me share a story. Helen, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio, grew up believing that discipline and respect meant spotless cleanliness. On her bathroom shelf sat lavender soaps, perfumed sprays, and powders she picked up at the corner drugstore. She used them every single day. She believed the more she scrubbed, the fresher she would feel. But then came something confusing. Dryness that never seemed to go away. An itch she could not explain. An odor that lingered even after her showers. Why this happens? Doctors explain that this is far more common than most women realize. The skin in intimate areas is the thinnest, most delicate skin on the body. It is designed with its own protective system. Inside, The body naturally balances good bacteria and maintains a healthy pH level without outside help. But when strong soaps, scented wipes, or sprays are used too often, they strip away the very defenses that protect us. Instead of freshness, the skin becomes irritated. Instead of comfort, odor grows stronger. For older women, these changes feel confusing, even embarrassing. Many blame themselves quietly. Some avoid social gatherings for fear someone might notice. Reframing again. But here is the truth. The body is not failing. It is asking for gentler care. Over-cleansing is not a sign of being clean. It is a misunderstanding of what the body really needs. At this stage of life, the solution is far simpler than advertisements would suggest. Warm water alone is often enough. If a cleanser is needed, it should be mild. Fragrance-free. No sulfates, no harsh chemicals. Washing the external skin gently is sufficient. There is no need for scrubbing. There is no need for perfumes. The transformation today. Helen's routine looks very different. She keeps one small bottle of unscented cleanser by the sink. She uses it sparingly. Most days, she relies on warm water alone. She no longer spends money chasing bottles that promise youth or purity. She no longer worries about odors that once unsettled her. She feels relief, not because she is masking something, but because she is trusting her body's wisdom. Closing thought for habit. 1. The quiet message here is powerful. Sometimes, doing less is the most loving thing we can do for ourselves. A gentle routine restores confidence. It prevents unnecessary discomfort. And it reminds us that aging is not about losing control. It is about choosing smarter, kinder habits. So, if you have been scrubbing harder or layering on products, consider stepping back. Your body may thank you, with a comfort and freshness that no perfume could replace. Habit number 2, reusing bath towels, too long. Let's meet Joan. Joan grew up in Pennsylvania during the late 1940s. Her parents lived through lean years, and thrift was more than a choice, it was a virtue. A towel was never just a towel. It was folded neatly, hung carefully, and used across several days before it ever touched the laundry basket. Her thinking was simple. If I only use it after my shower, how dirty can it be? And for many decades, that habit made sense. Washing machines were smaller. Laundry days were harder. Families stretched every penny and every resource. But science tells us something that habit never revealed. A towel is not only fabric. Once it is damp, it becomes the perfect ground for growth, bacteria, mildew, and mold. The soft fibers trap moisture, and without full drying, those organisms multiply quietly with each passing hour. The next time you wrap that towel around your body, you are not just drying clean skin. You may also be pressing invisible irritants directly against it. The consequences. Over time, the results can feel discouraging. What begins as a faint musty smell soon lingers, even after a shower. Some women notice their skin becoming dry, itchy, or prone to small patches that refuse to heal. Others sense their home no longer smells fresh, even though every corner looks spotless. The culprit, more often than not, hangs silently on the bathroom rack. The solution. The good news is that the fix is simple. Towels should be changed every 2 or 3 uses. Even if they look clean, even if they smell fine. Hanging them wide and flat across a bar allows air to circulate. Never bunched on a hook. On sunny days, placing towels outdoors for an afternoon restores them with natural air and light. When the weather is unkind, a few minutes in the dryer works just as well. The payoff. Now, picture Joan again. She steps out of her shower. Instead of reaching for a towel that carries yesterday's dampness, she reaches for soft cotton that feels fresh and clean. The bathroom air smells lighter. The faint itch on her arm fades. She no longer feels uneasy when her grandchildren stop by. This small change is not about extravagance. It is about listening to what the body needs at this stage of life. It is about giving yourself permission to enjoy comfort. The lesson here is simple. Caring for ourselves is not wasteful, It is wise.
Habit number 3, neglecting foot care. Now let me introduce you to Ruth. Ruth is 71, living in a small town in Iowa. She keeps her silver hair curled each morning. Her blouses are pressed. She wears a light touch of rose lotion behind her ears. But her feet, they rarely cross her mind. Like many women of her generation, she believes foot care is optional. After all, no one is really looking down there. As long as she can walk without pain, what harm could there be? The reality, but here is the truth. Our feet carry the weight of our entire bodies. And most of their lives are spent in dark, closed shoes. Shoes and socks trap sweat. Aging skin sheds cells more slowly, creating buildup. That buildup becomes the feast for fungi and bacteria. Neglect shows itself quietly. Sour odors. Itching between the toes. Cracked heels that sting with every step. And what starts as a nuisance can soon become a daily discomfort, especially when mobility is already precious in our senior years. The hidden weight of embarrassment. The effects are not just physical. Many older adults feel embarrassed when removing shoes at the doctor's office. Some avoid activities they might enjoy, like yoga classes, swimming pools, or even sitting on the floor with grandchildren. The worry is not spoken aloud. But it is carried quietly, day after day. That silent sense of shame grows heavier the longer the feet are ignored. The solution here again, the fix is small but powerful. Wash your feet daily with warm water and mild soap. Take the extra moment to dry carefully between each toe. Once a week, use a pumice stone or foot file to gently remove dead skin. This keeps heels smooth and prevents buildup. If you wear closed shoes most of the day, add a light dusting of antifungal foot powder. Rotate shoes so each pair has a chance to air out. These steps are simple. They take only minutes. But their impact is lasting. The transformation now, imagine Ruth again. Instead of restless nights scratching at her toes, she sleeps peacefully. Instead of slipping sneakers on with worry, she slides them on with confidence before her morning walk. Her change did not come from expensive treatments. It came from respect. Respect for the part of her body that carries her everywhere. The lesson: feet are not an afterthought. They are the foundation of independence. They carry our story, mile after mile. By giving them the same attention we give our face or hands, we protect not only our health but also our confidence. So the next time you rise from bed and plant your feet on the floor, pause. Remember, those feet are carrying you through every chapter still ahead. Care for them well. And they will carry you farther than you imagine. Habit number 4, flushing the toilet without closing the lid. Let us meet Edna. Edna takes pride in her bathroom. Her towels are folded with precision. A lavender candle sits on the shelf. Her sink shines like glass. To her, flushing the toilet with the lid open seemed harmless. She never thought twice about it. It was just part of her daily routine. But scientists have a name for what happens in that moment. They call it a toilet plume. When water rushes downward, tiny invisible droplets are pushed upward. Some rise as far as 6 feet into the air. And those droplets do not vanish. They drift. They land quietly on everything nearby. Towels. Shelves. Soap dishes. And yes, even toothbrushes. The unsettling reality. Now, while we cannot see it, those droplets often carry bacteria. Over time, they settle into fabric. They cling to surfaces. They can even mix with the moisture in your bathroom air. The result is not always dramatic illness. Often, it is something smaller but still discouraging: lingering odors, mild stomach upset, or simply a space that never feels as fresh as it looks. The simple fix. The good news? Protection does not require expensive gadgets. It does not require constant scrubbing. The most powerful step is also the simplest. Close the lid before every flush. It takes only a second. But it greatly reduces how far those droplets can travel. For added safety, store toothbrushes in a cabinet or use a small cover. And keep towels across the room, away from the toilet if possible. The transformation. Now, imagine Edna again. She flushes, lid closed, without a second thought. Her towels smell fresher. Her bathroom feels lighter. That faint odor that once lingered is gone. The peace she feels does not come from scrubbing harder. It comes from changing one tiny habit. The lesson. Our bathrooms may look spotless, but the way we use them shapes how clean and healthy they truly are. This one change protects not only your sense of freshness, it protects your family too. So next time you step into your bathroom, remember Edna. A lid closed in 1 second can bring hours of peace of mind. Habit number 5, sleeping in daytime underwear. Now let us turn to Evelyn. Evelyn treasures her evenings. A warm cup of chamomile tea. A mystery novel on the nightstand. Her favorite cotton pajamas waiting by the bed. She often thought to herself, I did not do much today. My underwear still feels clean. Why bother changing before bed? It felt sensible. Practical. Especially on quiet days when she stayed home. But here is the truth. The body never truly rests from its natural cycles. Even on the stillest day, our skin releases oils. Our glands produce a light sweat. Dead skin cells continue to shed. The problem when underwear is worn overnight, that mix of oils, sweat, and skin debris becomes trapped against thinner, more delicate skin. For older women in particular, this creates the perfect environment for irritation, odor, and sometimes even infection. The result can feel discouraging. A faint scent in the morning. A patch of redness that refuses to heal. An itch that interrupts restful sleep. None of these are signs of poor hygiene. They are simply the body asking for a bit more care. The solution, the fix, is simple and gentle. Change into a fresh pair of cotton underwear before bed. Cotton allows air to circulate. It wicks away moisture instead of trapping it. Some women find even greater comfort by skipping underwear altogether at night. A loose cotton nightgown. Soft pajama bottoms. The freedom of airflow gives skin the chance to breathe and restore itself. The transformation now, picture Evelyn again. She slips into bed wearing fresh cotton. Some nights she chooses none at all, just a flowing gown. She wakes lighter. More comfortable. No lingering odor. No silent frustration. That tiny choice, barely a minute added to her evening routine, reminds her that self-care is not indulgence. It is wisdom. The lesson: your body works hard for you, even when you are still. Respecting it with small, thoughtful habits restores not only comfort but also control. Sleep is not only rest for the mind. It is a chance for the body to heal. To refresh. To prepare for another day. By giving your skin the space it needs, you reclaim that natural rhythm. So tonight, when you prepare for bed, pause. Ask yourself, will I give my body the freedom to breathe? That answer may be the difference between unease and peace. Habit number 6, forgetting the bathroom trash bin. Let us meet Joanne. Joanne has always been proud of her home. Her bathroom mirror shines without streaks. The sink sparkles. The floor smells faintly of lemon. Hand towels are folded neatly on the rack. She works hard to keep her home welcoming. Yet every so often, she notices a faint sour odor drifting through the room. She cannot place it. She scrubs the counters again. She lights a candle. She opens the window. But the smell always returns. The culprit is not what she sees. It is what she overlooks, her small bathroom trash bin. The hidden problem: that little bin, tucked by the toilet, seems harmless. It rarely looks dirty. It is never overflowing. But inside, it holds a story. Used tissues. Cotton pads damp with cleanser. Sanitary products wrapped tightly but still releasing moisture. The warm, dark environment inside the bin is exactly what bacteria and mold need to grow. And they grow quietly, day after day. The odor seeps out. It lingers in the room. And no amount of surface scrubbing will remove it. The solution here is the good news. This problem is simple to solve. Empty the bathroom trash every other day. Even if it is only half full. Once a week, give the bin a quick wipe with vinegar or a sprinkle of baking soda. Both neutralize odor and stop bacteria in their tracks. Add a small liner bag to keep the bin clean. And for a final touch, place a cotton ball with a drop of lavender or citrus oil at the bottom. The transformation now: imagine Joanne again. She empties her bin more often. She wipes it down each Saturday morning. She drops in a touch of lavender. Her bathroom smells lighter. Her guests notice only the freshness. And most importantly, Joanne feels at peace. The faint odor that once unsettled her is gone. Her effort is no longer wasted on candles or endless scrubbing. She feels in control again. The lesson: cleanliness is not only about what we see. It is also about the corners we overlook. By tending to even the smallest details, we protect comfort and dignity. The bathroom trash may seem unimportant, but caring for it restores the freshness of the entire room. Sometimes the tiniest habit makes the greatest difference. Habit number 7, washing bathrobes too infrequently. Now let us talk about Linda. Linda adores her bathrobe. It is soft. It is warm. It greets her after every shower like an old friend. She often tells herself, "I only wear it when I am clean, so it must stay clean too." And so, week after week, her robe hangs on the hook. But science reminds us that even freshly washed bodies leave behind moisture. They leave natural oils. They leave tiny flakes of skin. A damp robe absorbs all of it. And when it hangs in a bathroom with little ventilation, it becomes a sponge for bacteria and mildew. The consequences: at first, the change is subtle. The robe feels slightly heavier. The fabric carries a faint musty odor. Over time, that odor clings to the skin. It undermines the feeling of freshness we expect after a shower. A ritual meant to provide comfort instead leaves us unsettled. The solution: the fix here is simple. Wash the bathrobe once a week. Hang it wide, not bunched, so air can circulate. On sunny days, let it spend an afternoon outdoors. Sunlight and fresh air restore it with the crisp scent of childhood laundry lines. When sunshine is scarce, a tumble in the dryer brings the same freshness. The transformation: now picture Linda again. Instead of slipping into a robe that carries yesterday's dampness, she wraps herself in fabric that feels clean and smells inviting. Her mornings feel brighter. Her mood feels lighter. She begins each day reassured that she is caring for her body thoughtfully. The lesson: comfort is not only about warmth. It is also about knowing the fabrics that touch your skin support your health. Our bodies deserve fresh, clean fabric. Not only for appearance, but for dignity. By keeping even a robe clean, we remind ourselves, we are worthy of comfort. We are worthy of care. Habit number 8, not rinsing underarms properly after shaving. Let us meet Barbara. Barbara has always believed that smooth underarms equal freshness. Since her 20s, she kept a razor close by. To her, shaving was not just about appearance, it was about feeling clean. Every morning, she followed the same routine. A quick shave. A swipe of deodorant. And off she went. But as the years passed, something confused her. By midday, a faint odor returned. No matter how faithfully she shaved, the freshness never lasted. She began to wonder, was age to blame? Was her body failing her? The hidden truth: the truth is simple. Shaving removes hair. But it also scrapes away dead skin cells. It stirs up sweat residue and bacteria that live naturally on the surface. Without a proper rinse, all of that debris sits in newly opened pores. It leads to irritation. It clogs the skin. And it allows odor to return quickly. This is not about age. It is about habit. The solution: the answer is gentle and easy. After shaving, rinse thoroughly with warm water. Take a soft, clean washcloth and lightly wipe the area. Do not scrub. Just encourage a full cleanse. Pat dry with a fresh towel. Then give the skin a short pause, let the pores settle, before applying deodorant. This one small step changes everything. The transformation: now picture Barbara again. She finishes her shave. She rinses fully. She dries gently. She waits a moment before reaching for her deodorant. The result: freshness that lasts well beyond midday. Confidence that carries her through errands, family visits, and long afternoons. She no longer blames her age. She realizes it was never about age at all. It was about completing the routine with care. The lesson: sometimes the smallest adjustment restores the greatest comfort. By treating your underarms with patience, you reclaim control. You remind yourself that aging does not take away choice. It asks us to be wiser with our choices. And wisdom, at this stage of life, is our greatest strength. Closing reflections: so, what have we learned together today? 8 small habits. 8 simple adjustments. Each one a quiet reminder that our bodies are not broken, they are changing. Using too much soap in sensitive areas. Reusing towels too many times. Neglecting foot care. flushing the toilet with the lid open, sleeping in daytime underwear, forgetting the bathroom trash bin, washing bathrobes too infrequently, not rinsing underarms properly after shaving. None of these habits define us. None of them mean we are unclean. They simply mean our routines need a gentle update. A different way of seeing aging here is the deeper truth. Aging is not about losing control. It is about listening more closely to the body we live in. It is about replacing harshness with kindness. And about trusting wisdom over old habits. Small steps, a fresh towel, a clean robe, a gentle rinse, add up. They protect dignity. They restore confidence. They remind us that comfort is never selfish. It is essential. A picture to carry with you. Imagine this. It is early morning. You step onto the porch with a warm cup of coffee in your hands. The air is cool. The sun rises slowly over the yard. You take a deep breath. Your skin feels fresh. Your clothes smell clean. Your body feels at ease. And in that moment, you realize, these quiet choices in the bathroom have carried into the peace of your day. Encouragement. So, if something you heard today brought you comfort, let me know by commenting the number 1 below. I read every message, and I love hearing from you. If this episode helped you, please subscribe, turn on the bell, and share this with a friend who might need the same gentle reminder. Above all, remember this: you are not alone. You are doing beautifully. Aging does not take away strength. It simply asks us to care for ourselves with wisdom and kindness, the same kindness we have offered to others all our lives.